is against those who do evil. It's nice that, isn't it? I'm going to just see what it says in the message. Same reading from the message. 1 Peter 3, verse 8. Summing up, be agreeable, be sympathetic, be loving, be compassionate, be humble. That goes for all of you. Oh, no expectations, no retaliation, no sharp-tongued sarcasm. Oh, instead bless. That's your job, to bless. You'll be a blessing and also get a blessing. Whoever wants to embrace life and see the day, fill up with good. Here's what to do. Say nothing evil or hurtful. Run after peace for all your work. Oh, God looks on all this with approval, listening and responding well to what he's asked. Oh, but he turns his back on those who do evil things.
Thank you, Steph. Were you surprised by that second reading?
Yes.
We were reading the New International Version, which we're much more familiar with. And sometimes the words can just wash over you. And then we dared to look at the message, and it seemed to be quite direct. So we thought we'd present you with both this morning. I wonder what you expect on a Sunday morning. I wonder what you come through those doors expecting. Okay, let's have some responses then. Joyce is jumping in. You expect to be greeted. That's all right, we'll just have to shout. We expect to be greeted. What do we expect on a Sunday morning here? How do the services go? We have children moving around. We expect that.
We expect people to be busy, people with responsibilities, doing things, setting up for the service, etc.
So that's an expectation. We expect things to be happening when we come in. People setting things up, getting the screen right, panicking over the computer not working.
The piano getting ready.
The piano is warming up, even though it doesn't need to. What else do we expect? A sermon. We think that's an important part of our service. When we come on Sunday, we expect a sermon. Peace. Not peas, but peace. Peace. We expect to find some peace in this place. We expect to find some coffee in this place after the services. That's lots of expectations. We all have different expectations. Juice and biscuits. It's important for some people to have juice and biscuits. Expect to be cold. Even on a hot day, I can guarantee it'll be a nice cool temperature in here, which is welcome to some, not to others. Yes, ma'am. A cool service. Does that depend on who's doing it? I wonder what you think when you see Steph and I at the front, It's one of those. And when you see Stephen at the front, you think, oh, thank goodness for that. Or maybe the other way around. We expect a choir that can sing. And what do we get? We get a choir that can sing. We get a choir that can sing. I wonder, yes. They're laughing.
What are we doing?
Expect to meet with God. We don't always have that expectation, do we? But we expect to meet with God. I'm coming to you. Actually, I'll come to you now. These have had one turn. I'll come back to you in a minute. Expect to make friends or meet friends? Both. Meet friends and make friends. Some uplifting worship. A reasonable piano player. I wonder if there's a few others expect to sit in the same seat that you were sat in for the last X number of years? Dare you put your hand up if you are sat in a seat that you pretty much always sit in? Oh, it's just a stuff my hand up. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. We're going to think about our expectations a minute and see if they're helpful or not. Maybe you expect to have some really deep thoughts in a sermon that you're ready to change yourself with. You come hoping to hear God speaking directly to you. Or maybe you don't come with those expectations. Maybe you just think, well, I'll come in Sunday morning, that's what I do on Sunday morning. I'll come to church and I'll behave myself. I won't shout out in the service, but I'll sit there nicely and I'll join in with the songs. And I'll stand up when I'm supposed to stand up and I'll sit down when I'm supposed to sit down. We all have... What? Still can't hear that.
We've come to get a star card mark, and I don't
A star card mark?
Yes,
What's that, like a good...
We had a card and we used to get a star.
Has anyone got a star for the well-behaved today? I've got a star chart. I wonder, now here's where the question in theory makes us think a bit more. I wonder if our expectations, what we expect to have on a Sunday morning, actually makes church unbearable for other people. I wonder if what we would like on a Sunday morning is actually what other people would never like. Maybe what we do sometimes on a Sunday morning is the very thing that stops other people coming back. It's a question. Maybe the style of music that we have. Maybe some people come in and they're like, oh, I don't like that. He bashes that piano way too hard. It's too noisy. It's too fast. It's too something. That might frighten people away. Maybe people have come and they find our seating very formal. And they would love it if we had like circles of seats like we sometimes do. And it would be more conversational.
No.
And some of you are like, that's not what I expect on a Sunday. That's true, isn't it? You don't expect to have that. And sometimes it's a put-off for people. Even inside the church, we sometimes make life uncomfortable for each other, don't we? Sometimes we try things that might be a little different, and some of us find that uncomfortable. And we think, well, that's not really church. When they do good services like that, that's not church. That's not what I expect church to be. We had the reading. I wonder if we could have it back up on the screen just for a second. This message in 1 Peter was directed to the church, to the local believers. And I wonder if we put this verse, or these verses, up against the answers that we've just responded with. Because some of us don't like how things are done sometimes, and some of us wish things could be done differently. The Bible tells us here, be agreeable, be sympathetic, be loving, compassionate and humble. And as Steph exaggerated in her reading, that goes for all of you. There's none of us that doesn't apply to. We're all called to prefer one another's interests, to love each other, rather than to think, oh, I really don't like it when that person does that. I've got 4 friends that I'd like to introduce to you this morning. I wonder if my 4 friends can come and join me on the front. Have we got the microphone there? Oh, it's down here. Right, here we go. We've got 4 friends. And one of the friends is the queue at the back, if you remember. And it's this one. But we're going to start over here.
Hi, I live next door to you, and I'd love to be part of your church. I really need people to talk to about things. You chat in groups at your church, don't you?
Yeah.
Sometimes, but some of us don't like doing that, do we? But you don't have to admit. You just have to think deeply and think, yes. But maybe if we did more small group work in the church on a Sunday morning, we might welcome people like Liz. Hello, young man.
Hi. Now, I've been coming to church for a while. I wondered if it would be okay to play some Christian music I love in this services. I think my friends would come if we played this stuff.
Well, I wonder what you think. Would we be willing to make some changes that would welcome people with different tastes to our own? Do you like that kind of music? Really?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So it's not just an exaggerated point. And although that music sounded nasty to some people, and I'm not a big fan of those kind of... That was a Christian band and they were singing How Great Thou Art. There we are, Brandon's not in this morning, maybe because we're not playing that music. There is a great thing about that. Here's another friend, I wonder what challenge they bring to our Sunday morning services.
Well, usually I play football with mates on Sunday morning, so if we could change the service time, maybe I might make a come.
He plays football on a Sunday morning. He's wondering if we could change the day that we meet. Would that be alright? Could we meet like on a Saturday afternoon? Is there a reason that we don't? Oh, right, okay, so as long as we've got a reason that we don't do that, we'll come back to that point. Our fourth friend this morning, I'm letting you bring another challenge for us this morning.
I just love to dance. It's okay in your church, isn't it?
Is it okay to dance? Yeah. We had some dancers this morning, thank you guys who agreed to dance. Did you notice during our praising on the trumpet song, we had some people dancing? Not just doing set actions, but just dancing, freestyling. And I wonder if we're all comfortable with that, or whether sometimes we might say things like, well, it's just being silly, come on. It's a reverent place, it's a serious place, we're here to meet with God, don't just be messing around out front. I'm not saying we all think that, but I wonder if some people think that occasionally. Thank you, friends, you can return to your seat. I hope you see where I'm going with this. I'm trying to kind of provoke us to think what we expect. Sometimes we make demands, don't we? We're like, well, if they're going to do that, then I'm not coming anymore. And I'm sure we all have lines that, if the vicar crosses this line, then I'm out. I might be loyal, I might have been coming for many years, but actually if things change like this, then I'm off. And I wonder, oh my gracious, thank you Lord for upright flowers. So the question that connects these things together, I believe, is it biblically wrong? Are the things that sometimes challenge us, the things that when they happen they're a bit different, are they actually wrong? Because there would be some things that would be wrong to do in this place. If people thought they could come in and disrupt and swear or even have a fight or worse, I know that happens sometimes. Some things are wrong, but I wonder if the challenges that we've had and other challenges would be okay for us to do. Now we meet on a Sunday morning, don't we? And many churches meet on a Sunday morning. But there are, of course, churches that meet at different times. I've just been to America with the family, and there's a lot of churches who offer a Saturday night service, and they're very popular services. Some churches, their most popular service is the Sunday evening service. Other churches will have a midweek service, because they recognise that for their community, a Sunday morning is a time that is often used in other ways. And I know what's going through some of your minds is God's the most important, you put him first, and so you come to church on a Sunday morning. I would challenge you to say, could you find in the Bible where it says you should meet on a Sunday morning? Now there are verses about keeping the Sabbath holy, aren't there? But there are verses about making sure that as a church, when you come together, you should meet on the Sabbath or on Sunday morning. So that's a serious challenge. Now, I'm not saying we should change it, but I'm asking you, would we be prepared to change it if actually it welcomed other people into our church? What else did we have? The music. Now, I know some of you are put off by certain styles of music, and some of you love other kinds of music. It's a challenge for me sometimes, believe it or not, to play some of the songs that we sing on a Sunday, because I don't like them all. I'm just being honest with you. It's alright, isn't it? The music group know I don't like them all. Because I can tell them, because I trust they won't just tell everyone else, oh, he's playing that, but he doesn't like it, his heart's not in it. But I'm challenged by my own message this morning, and actually if I want to be welcoming, then I will play songs that I think others like as well. And I wonder if generally our music choice, the way we do things on a Sunday, would we be prepared to make changes that would welcome other people in? When Steph and I were planning this, we kind of thought, well, church is a bit of a funny thing, isn't it? Church is different from anything else that kind of happens in our week. Where else in your life do you choose to go and listen to a 20-minute sermon or talk? Unless you're studying at college or something, and then you've got to go. Where else do you go in the week where you meet together with friends and you have a sing-song? Anyone meet together with friends and just have a sing-song? You do? Sorry? Home group, you have a singing home group, so it does happen in other areas as well. Playgroup, of course. Choir at school. So we do sing sometimes. My immediate thought is, well, people who go to football matches often sing songs, don't they? But to some people who might come into our church, they'll be like, oh my goodness, they sing songs, oh, I can't be singing. I don't know any of the songs, I don't like the music, I don't feel very welcoming. So the challenges are, how would we be willing to bend a little, to welcome other people into our church? I haven't got a big list of how I think we should change, by the way. Let's try and summarise. One of the challenges I feel is that when you hear a message like this, you can think, oh well, I feel I'm alright, but I know that person over there struggles with this. Oh, and I know I've seen them in the past, they've always said this, And we can sometimes put the messages that we hear on a Sunday morning towards somebody else. But I do challenge us all this morning who like things done in a certain way. How do you feel when somebody else comes in and sits in your seat? Are you like, is that my seat? That's my seat. So I go, hang on. Well, I know, a lot of people don't worry, but it's just one of those things that when we're surprised when we walk in, when our expectations aren't met, we might be put out. But the challenge I think God gives us all is don't get caught up with your own expectations, with your own agendas, but actually prefer the needs of other people. Would you give up something that you like so that actually somebody else could be blessed? The challenge is to love each other, and that's my challenge too. I think we'll stop there. Amen.